Hello, once again, loyal viewers and listeners. This is Nick Eling, the Nick Eling, reporting to you once again from the underbelly of woke feminist Hollywood in the year of our Lord, 1980. Now, I hoped that the start of a new decade might lead to a turning of the page, to an improvement in Hollywood, but alas, we have been denied any improvement. The biggest movie in the country right now is The Empire Strikes Back, the sequel to Star Wars. And from the very opening frame, we see how the woke feminist agenda has undermined and destroyed the art of creative writing, because the opening text crawl for this movie says that it is episode 5. Now, the text crawl of the previous movie, Star Wars, did not have any episode listing on it. It just told us a brief rundown of what happened up to this point, an homage to the serial space operas of my youth. But this one opens on episode 5, and if this one is episode 5, that means that the previous one was episode 4. And you do not start a story, especially a movie story, in the middle. I guess this means we're going to be getting prequels at some point, but this is what happens to the brain that's been marinated in woke SJW politics, run by ismists who all think that we are racists and istophobes and that kind of thing. And it doesn't stop there. Now, let's just say that The Empire Strikes Back is more colorful than Star Wars. We'll leave it at that. We have this character, Lando, I think his name is, played by Billy D. Williams. Now, no shade on Billy D. Williams. I think he's a fine actor if he stays in his lane, but he has no place in a movie like this. It's clear he was a diversity hire. He was given this role because woke feminists think he's sexy, and they can't stand to see a strong woman like Princess Leia end up with the white man. You've got two virile white men in this movie, Han Solo, who gets totally cucked, and Luke Skywalker, who, I don't know, just kind of comes off as gay. I don't know. And then, rather than continuing the seeds of romance that were planted with both of these characters in the first movie, they have this colorful rogue, Lando, swoop in and steal the limelight. And Han Solo spends most of this movie trying to impress Leia. And she finally, the roosters come home for her, or the chickens come home to roost. I think that's what they say. They come home to roost for her because as he's dying, she finally breaks down and tells Han Solo that she loves him. And then they freeze him and ship him off. And this was just wasted potential. They could have had told a wonderful story, of how they could have done like a Taming of the Shrew kind of a thing, where, this strong, independent woman, this shrill feminist Princess Leia from the first movie who took charge of her own rescue gets, I don't want to say put in her place, because the ismists will, take that the wrong way. But you know what I mean. She gets, this could have been a story where Han Solo or Luke Skywalker, I don't care which, basically shows her what she really needs. That if she pursues this strong woman who don't need no man lifestyle, she's going to end up bitter and alone with nothing but cats, or whatever the Star Wars equivalent of cats are in her life. And that's exactly what happens to her. And then we have the ending. We got to talk about the ending, folks. It's atrocious. Now, I know they're trying to do an homage to the old sci-fi serials, but the reveal at the end of this movie that Darth Vader is Luke's father, or at least claims to be Luke's father, just doesn't land, because there's no foreshadowing of it at all. It basically makes Obi-Wan Kenobi his mentor. Luke's mentor from the first movie makes him out to be a liar. And this is what happens when you turn the genre of space opera over to woke SJW activist writers instead of good writers. They forget how this whole project works. So, look, it's fallen to us fans. We need to ratio the shit out of this movie, just boycott it, spread bad word about it, make sure Hollywood knows that fans are not going to put up with any more of this. You know, we can't have princess characters in space opera movies taking charge of their own rescues and start acting like generals. We can't have roles like Ripley that were written for a man and just handed over to a woman on the say-so of some cucked studio executive who listened to mommy too much. It's got to stop, folks. It's just got to stop. So one of the ways you can help put a stop to that is to keep subscribing to this channel and give it a like and a thumbs up. You know, that sort of thing. Be sure to like and subscribe.